going to be trying to accurately measure out 1/4 of a gallon, and then later on a half a gallon, 3/4 of a gallon, and a full gallon. And in order to do that, you should probably be using a measuring cup. Pretty much everyone should have one of these in their house, but they might not have the same one. So I've got 2 cups here, but if you have a 1 cup, you can still do this. Just know that there are 16 cups in a gallon. And so for my first test, I need to get a quart or 1/4 of a gallon, and that's going to be 4 cups. So I need to go ahead and fill this up twice because I have a 2-cup measuring cup. And not that I need to be super exact, but the best way to check a measuring cup is to set it down and let the water hold still for a second. And I can see I'm a little bit high on there right now. And check again. Alright, that looks good. Now, when you're pouring, I suggest you do this over the sink so that if it does spill a little bit, it doesn't make a mess somewhere else in your house. So I'm going to go ahead and pour out my first 2 cups here, and then I need 2 more. And I'll pour my second 2 cups in. Alright, so you'll notice, this is important, this does not look like it's 1/4 of the way full. This jug is a weird shape. That's why we've got to measure. We can't just fill this up until it looks like it's 1/4 of the way full, because we're not going to actually end up with a quarter of the way full. Alright, so once you've found the testing location that's going to work for you, that's going to make sure that you keep everything safe and nothing is going to get wet, you can go ahead and get ready to start testing. Before you start testing, if you have forgotten to take a picture of your build photo, that is your tower all on its own, you want to make sure you get that picture done first, just in case it fails on your first attempt, and then you still have your picture to be able to use. So, in order to test, we need a few things. The first thing I need is something to help balance the gallon jug on top of our tower, because just the tower itself with the gallon jug can get a little bit of pressure on there and it'll crush the jug. So we just want something light that can disperse the load across the top of our tower. And so I've got a couple of different things that I could use here. A small book, preferably a hardback book, not a soft book. I also have a cutting board here. This cutting board's nice and solid. Pretty much everyone has cutting boards in their kitchens at home. Or, as a last resort, the piece of cardboard that you were using to build on, as long as it's corrugated cardboard and not the cardboard that you use for a cereal box, it does offer a little bit more stability than nothing. But for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the book here. And I just want to get it centered so that I'm going to have it pretty much in the middle of my tower. And then, before I start testing, I want to make sure I've got that cap on top of my gallon jug, just in case it does fall. Hopefully it will prevent it from spilling too much if it spills at all. And then, when I'm setting it down, I want to very carefully set it down, and then take a second and check to make sure that I've got it centered. And I'm not just going to immediately let go. I'm going to let go slowly and make sure it stays. Once it's staying, I'm going to go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, All right, it's passed the test. Now I need a photo of it passing the test at this stage. So I'm going to open my camera up, and I'm going to try and get an angle that shows my tower, the book, and the full gallon jug, and I'll take my photo. All right, that is it. Now I'm going to go ahead, take this apart, and I need to go ahead and move up to a half gallon of water. Alright guys, so I filled up my container up to the halfway mark now. I've got a half a gallon in here. Remember, use your measuring cup once again to add the water into your container so you have exactly a half a gallon. And then you're just going to do the same thing again, same process. I need to go ahead and get set up with my book or whatever my hard material is that's going to help spread the load out across the top of my tower. And then I'm going to, once again, very carefully place this on. And the more weight you add, the more you're going to want to slowly let go, because you're going to notice right away if something's not right. Maybe I set my gallon a little bit to one side and it starts to tip as I let go. I can readjust without having anything collapse and make a mess. So I want to just very carefully set my half gallon of water on the top now, and then get it where needs to be sitting. And let go. And once again, I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it passed. I now need to go ahead and take my picture again. Once again, I want to make sure I can see the water in the jug, and I can also see the tower. Take my picture. And then I need to get ready now to go ahead and do this for 3/4 of a gallon and a gallon. Alright guys, and finally, let's say you get to 3/4 of a gallon and you follow the exact same process we did the last 2 times, but this time when you let go of the apple cider or your container of water, it crushes and obviously it reached structural failure. I want to see that documented inside of your portfolio as well. So what we're going to do is I want to be able to see your tower a little better now that it's a pancake. So what you should do is go ahead and take the book out of the way. Make sure you still have the container of water in view, and then take your phone and take a picture so that you can see both the tower and the container of water. Now your container of water may have spilled a little bit, that's alright, but you're going to go ahead and get both of those in there and take a picture so that I can see the way that what it looks like after it failed. We can see a lot of stuff from photos of how it failed or where it failed, and so documenting that inside your portfolio is also important. And then if you, let's say it failed at 3/4 of a gallon, then you're not going to take a picture for a gallon, you're just going to stop there.